One of the Indian Act's darkest policies was the requirement for Indigenous children to attend residential schools.
My name is Agnes. I was born and raised on Cold Lake First Nations. When I was 7 years old, I was sent to Blue Quills Residential School. My mom didn't want to send me at 6 because I was still too little yet.
The Indian Act was amended in 1920 to make residential school attendance for all children compulsory. Parents found hiding children would be held liable and could be arrested and imprisoned.
The parents had no choice. It was mandated by the government. They had to send their children whether they liked it or not.
For the most part, residential schools were church-led boarding schools located in remote places where children aged 3 to 17 were kept captive.
You know, we were all put on a big truck, a farm truck, with some nuns and priests, and they took us all the way to St. Paul. I didn't know where we were going, but I thought our parents didn't like us, that's why they sent us away. Mom used to cry for a whole week after we went to residential school. It was just like she lost us.
Individual identity was stripped away by taking away culture and language, removing the traditional family setting, and ensuring total isolation from the community.
The first thing they did was take all our clothes, and we had to all take showers and cut our hair. Boys too, they shaved their hair right off. And we had to put on uniforms, and we were all dressed the same. It was very regimental, very military-like. It really affected us in the school because we were all segregated. Well, we couldn't speak our language there, and we were not allowed to talk to our siblings, and it was really hard.
Residential schools brought immeasurable suffering, as living conditions in these schools were very difficult. Not only was there disease, overcrowding, and shortages of food, but survivors also experienced sexual assault, physical violence, and mistreatment.
These are little children that were in jail from grade 1 to grade 12, you know. They were raised as prisoners, just like prisoners of war. Life in, seclusion and abuse, violence.
Residential schools shamed the children about their Indigenous cultures and traditions, and as clearly explained by Bishop Grandin in 1885, the intention was to instill in children a pronounced distaste for the native life, so that they will be humiliated when reminded of their origin. When they graduate from our institutions, the children have lost everything native except their blood.
They didn't want to be native. They were taught to be white. And that's exactly what the first Prime Minister wanted, was to turn all the native kids into white kids. And that's what they did. That was the mandate that they had. And it really tore apart the families.
The cultural and social effects of being forcibly displaced has had enduring effects on Canada's Indigenous population, including health problems, substance abuse, suicide and mortality rates, and disintegration of families and communities.
If you want to know about residential school, go visit the jailhouses. Go visit the mental institute. Go visit the foster homes where the kids are. You'll know what residential school did to our people.